Today I want to try and ride Bambi. That's Brenda's horse. Bambi actually has quite a big dip in her back and a huge wither, which is why she's very difficult to have a saddle fitted, and we haven't found one yet. So what we're trying to do is this is Heidi's bareback pad, and in order to fill the deep hollow and to protect my own poor bits, I've got this lambskin kind of half numner that I'm going to put between the other numner and the bareback pad. So we'll see how that works and how comfortable that is. And you can see the dip of her back here, so that's what I'm up against when I have to ride her in a moment. So and this is why I'm putting up the no, there's horses that have much worse backs with scoliosis and even worse dips and stuff like that, and people ride them. So that's not a problem. We just have to see how I can fill it so it's not a problem for my bits. So let's see. This video was taken almost exactly a year ago, and I just put that in to show what a hard time she had walking because the farrier left her feet too long. And since then, since the feet got trimmed properly, she was able to get fitter and much better. Okay, so this is what I've done now. This is the numner here, bareback pad there, and then I've put that woolly sheepskin pad underneath, and let's hope, see how that goes. It's trial and error. Never tried it before. Never ridden a horse with a dip back like that, especially not bareback. So we'll see how it goes. Well, it's padded back, isn't it? Not really bareback. Bambi is about 23 years old now, and at that point she hadn't been ridden for well over a year. I think she thought that she was retired and was a little bit shocked when the retirement was finished. She has always had a great aversion to saddles. She always looks really cross if you come near her with the saddle, but with the bareback pad she must have even seen from the distance that it wasn't a saddle, it was something different, because she did not complain about it at all, and was actually really good when I put it on. There was no problem at all. Bambi was originally a Polo Pony. I understand that she came from Argentina, and I think Polo Ponies are not always getting treated the way you would like to see horses being treated, and I think she used to be very shut down. Also, you can see here in the video that she's not used to being mounted from a mounting block. This is very strange for her. He was still trying to get her to stand still at the mounting block. Brenda reckons that she's not used to standing still to be mounted, not at the mounting block anyway. But we have to try, because without the a proper saddle I can't really get on, and I had to make sure that she was fairly close to the mounting block, because also I didn't want to jump on her too harshly. I wanted to be quite careful when I get on.
just because I don't want to hurt her back or
Good horse.
worry her or anything.
Alright, let's do
So
it.
here off we go, and I don't know at that point that I'm just about to be in for potential disaster. What you have to consider here in the following is that I've never ridden that horse before. That horse didn't know me. I don't know the horse. And you can see here that one of the reins has come undone. If this had happened with one of my horses, it would not have been a problem at all because they know me, they understand verbal commands, and I would have just
What's
asked them
happened?
to stop. Now, Bambi hasn't been ridden, and she didn't know me at all. I mean, she knows me from the ground, but not from being ridden. She hasn't been ridden at all, and I think this little wardrobe malfunction really worried her quite a bit. So, considering everything, she's actually doing quite well afterwards. I've had a similar wardrobe malfunction with my ex-race horse, and when this happened, we were on a hack, so potentially even a bit more problematic than this situation. But she was just so surprised when the rain came off. She just stopped and looked at me. She turned round to look back at me on her back, as if to say, "What the hell are you doing? And what do we do now?" And luckily, there was someone nearby that we knew, and she could put the rein back on. Otherwise, I would have needed to have got off. I had another wardrobe malfunction with my show pony, where some fly got up his nose, and he shook his head so hard that he actually shook the bridle off his head, and he stopped as well because he was really surprised. And I mean, I was too. I just had the reins in my hand, and the bridle was dangling around the front of the chest of the horse. And but he stopped, and all was good. And I think she was pretty good with this as well. Um, I could feel her struggling in uh, not so much in walk, but obviously you have to consider she's an older horse, hasn't been ridden for a long time. So the muscles, even though she got quite fit in the last year, the muscles that she needs to carry me are not very strong. So we didn't ride for long, and the trot that I'm going to do here was actually the only bit of trot because I could feel as I was riding her that she was struggling with her strength. You may see that a little bit in the video here in a moment when we trot. But she was a good girl, and I will continue to ride her every now and again, just with this scenario. I actually think she's happier with this bareback pad than with the saddle because her back is so bad, really. It's such a bad shape that I think it's almost impossible um, to find a good saddle for her that is truly comfortable. And for me, riding her like that with a pad and the extra little sheepskin on her was actually really quite comfortable, and she was a good girl. So I personally, for myself, have no hesitation to build up her strength a little bit, see whether her back will come up a bit, and just carry on as we are. But we will need a saddle for Brenda.